I've been an agent for 12 years now. I belong to 4 different brokerages. 2 of those brokerages were high cost, high service brokerages, and the other 2 were low cost, low service brokerages. So I'm going to break down in this video the difference between those ends of the spectrum, and then why you might want to join one or the other depending on your situation. Okay, so the first brokerage I was at is called, and so I got on this end, low service, low cost, right? So they don't promise you a whole lot, except they're not going to charge you very much money, okay? So my first brokerage that I belonged to was Windermere, so I'm going to put that on that side. Second brokerage was Skyline, and this is in Seattle, Washington. Then I went to Sotheby's, and this is even like extra high cost, extra high service. And then I was at Pelago, and that's where I'm at now, is Pelago. All right, so to break it down really simply, on the low cost side of things, you're gonna have like a fixed transaction fee, and you're gonna have like bare minimum support. Okay, so like somebody's gonna answer your questions. You're always gonna have a broker you can turn to with questions, but they're not gonna be trying to, give you business coaching and tell you how to develop your business and how to, make more money. And so they just don't fulfill that role. Okay, and now so me right now, it's like $125 a month, and it's $500 per transaction. So that's what I pay, right? So regardless of if the transaction's 500,000 or 1.5 million, it's just $500 to do a closing, and 125 every month, regardless if I'm closing or not. Now, when I was at, this is going to be a little bit different between, whether it's Windermere or Sotheby's, but roughly, this is by far the most common type of brokerage. If you've heard of the brokerage, and if you've seen a commercial on TV about them, or if you've seen a billboard with them or something like that, then they're all going to be on this side, okay? And these are national firms like John L. Scott. Windermere is big in Seattle where I'm at, but they're not necessarily everywhere in the country. Sotheby's is like extra expensive and extra high end. But, what are the other ones? I'm not thinking of them. Keller Williams, Compass is going to be over here. Basically, all those big ones are going to be over here. And essentially what they're going to want is like 25 to 30K per year in a split. So that's a split. So typically it'll be like, the most common is like, it'll be a 50-50 split. So what that means is like, let's say your first transaction is like a, $20,000 commission. Okay. Well, 10 is going to go to you, and 10 is going to go to Windermere or Sotheby's or whatever it is, until they get their 25 to 30,000. And then after that point, then you keep all of them, except it resets every year. So every year you're giving them 25 to 30,000. And there's also going to be they're going to tack on a few other fees, like $100 per transaction. For the first 8 transactions, they're going to want $150 for a technology fee or a desk fee or like some other. So there's going to be a little bit of that too. But ultimately, if you're a busy, working agent, like you're going to expect to close some deals, and you're going to expect to pay them about 30 grand. So that's basically that's the cost side of things. The cost side of things is like pretty simple to explain. I'm going to make a little point real quick, right? So there's really no such thing as a medium cost and medium service, right? And there's a really good reason for that, is because you can't sell that, right? If you're over here, you're going to like principally say like, hey, I am low cost. You can save money. That's a reason to come here and work here, right? And then they will always say like, yeah, and we will also give you service. And it's true, they will. Like, it's not nothing, but they're going to focus and sell themselves based on low cost. Over here, they're not going to mention cost at all. They're going to say, hey, we are a place where you can come and work and make money and make a living and et cetera, et cetera. And we're going to coach you and we're going to help you. And then, they're just going to expect the money. You can't do anything in between. You can't be like, hey, I'm not low cost or high service. It's like, there's no such thing. So really they just congregate around one end of the spectrum or the other. Now, when you start out as an agent, okay, there is a very specific, when I started as an agent, I had this mentality, and I think everybody should have it when they get started. Step 1, Step one is, there's gonna be 3 steps, okay? Step 1, step 2, and step 3. Now, for each of these, it's a sequence, okay? When you get started, you have to get clients, okay? You have to get clients, and that is the only thing that matters, okay? When I joined Windermere, I very specifically was like, I want to get clients, and I'm happy to pay more and like keep less money, but I need to get started. I need to have people that I work with. I need to establish myself. Now, why would I be able to get clients more over here than over here? You might think, and Windermere will probably tell you like, oh, well, you'll get clients because people respect the Windermere name. That's not true. I mean, they do respect the name, but that's not going to get you any clients. Nobody's going to hire you just simply because you're a Windermere real estate agent. And because there's a lot of Windermere real estate agents, and there's many agents, people will hire specifically people that they know, like, and trust, right? You got to know a lot of people. You got to be trustworthy, and people got to like you, unfortunately. They got to like you. Nowhere in that mix is it you got to be at a name brand brokerage. Nope, you don't. So I'm not talking about that side of things. The reason why specifically I went with Windermere and decided that was where I should be is because of this right here. It is floor time. So floor time works like this. See, all of these places, they have name recognition. People know about it. It tends to be in a walkable place where people can park and walk in and like ask a question or be like, hey, I got a house I want to sell, connect me with somebody. And so floor time is when you are a Windermere agent or a Sotheby's agent or a John L. Scott agent or a Keller Williams agent or a Compass agent, whatever, you sit there for the time slot that you signed up for. Let's say it's 10 a.m. to noon. And you'll sit there during those hours. Now, if somebody walks in or calls the brokerage and they just have like a general question, like, oh, I'm thinking about buying a house. I want to talk to somebody. Okay, they'll look, okay, who's on call today? Okay, it's Lucas. Okay, they'll call you. If let's say the person walks in, then they hit the address system, and they're like, hey, Lucas, you have a guest downstairs. Please come, please come take care of them. Like, okay. Then you head downstairs and you're like, hey, I'm Lucas. I'm the Windermere agent that's on call today. What's your question? Let me help you. That is insanely important. When you are an agent for the first time, the only difference between somebody who makes it and who somebody who doesn't make it is, can they get clients? So if you could pick up, let's say 2 clients in the year, like let's say you sign up for as much floor time as you can. You're there like, I don't know, maybe you take 4 or 6 or 8 hours a week. You're probably not going to get that much because people want to sign up and it's busy. But let's say you get like, I don't know, 6 hours a week or something. And over the course of the year, you end up connecting with, I don't know, 10 people that pop in, and then 2 of them do a transaction. Well, those transactions are probably going to be like, 15, 20 grand, let's say. Well, okay, 20 grand, 10 of that goes back to Windermere twice. So that's 20 grand. So that's most of the money you pay to Windermere anyways. And then more important than that is you have some clients, you have a book of business, you have some people that can refer you, that like you, that have used you, etc. Right? So that is extremely valuable. You're not going to get that over here. There's not floor time. There's not a location that's in a walkable, nice place. There's not any of that kind of like, just free clients that show up, right? So that's why I joined Windermere, and I'm glad I did. I'll tell you a story that I signed up for floor time. Like as soon as I got my license hung there, I signed up and put my name in every single slot for the floor time. And people were pissed. They're like, why is this kid? I'm like, hey, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to get a few clients. I'm here to make money. If you don't want me to do that, then put in some rules and you guys can only let me sign up for X number per week or whatever, fine. But I'm going to sign up for everyone that I can because I'm trying to get a few clients, and I knew that was like the best way I could. Obviously, you're going to have to find your own clients, like no matter what. But if you can make like a couple extra clients beyond your sphere, the people you know and stuff like that, that is huge, okay? So if you're starting out, I recommend look hard at this. I mean, you're going to need somebody to kind of walk you through things. And if you start out brand new over here, they're still going to charge you a little more extra anyways, because they have to hold your hand. They have to teach you the contracts. They have to teach you all kind of stuff. But I feel like over here, you just are setting yourself on a better foundation because you are going to hopefully get a few clients from being in that office and on that floor time. And if they're over here and there is no floor time, do not bother. Just don't bother, okay? Because you're just going to be, you're hunting your own food. You eat what you kill, right? You're hunting for yourself and you're hunting for your brokerage over here. And you're starting out and the cost is too much if you're just using your own sphere and your own efforts to find your own clients and giving them a bunch of money. That's my opinion. But many people start out here and do very well. I was there for about 6-7 years or so. And it was great. But at that point, I ended up deciding like, hey, at that point I was paying them what I considered to be a lot of money. And I was no longer doing floor time at all. Like I was too busy. I felt like I had clients calling me, et cetera. So the calculation became, look, I'm really just paying them to hang my license. I don't really have a lot of questions. I don't need a lot of support. I don't like it when they do my marketing for me because I don't think it looks that good. And so it was just like, well, I'm not getting the value for the money that I'm paying. So then I hopped over here to Skyline. Now Skyline and Pelago, like I mentioned, Pelago is like $125 a month, $500. I think Skyline's even a little bit less than that. It's very low fees, which I love, but it was just really annoying. The bad side of it is like, there's no office to go to. You can't print anything. Everything's on your own, right? Which is fine, because over here, frankly, they tend to overpromise. Oh, we're going to do all your marketing. We're going to help you with everything. It's like, when you have other people doing stuff for you, it never works as well as you would hope. You never end up, at least that's my experience. I tend to not like the value of the things that other people do for me. It's because it's like, you did the fonts wrong. These lines aren't lined up. Why did you, why is there an extra period here? It's like, it's just not that clean. People aren't taking care of it the way you would. So I kind of like doing stuff myself as far as marketing and printing up flyers and doing that kind of stuff. So anyways, the downside over here, like on the low cost side, is just, Skyline, you had to fill out all these like memos, and it was really painful to like fill out these Word docs that they had, very awkward. Pelago's really clean on that side of things. You literally just send it in and they just like organize it all for you. So it's actually really clean. And in that sense, the service is good. But you don't get like, weekly updates, like the legal over here. They'll give you like legal updates and things that, are going on in the market, to people like, agents like having that kind of background and that fluency in what's going on. So anyways, when you're getting started, you got to get clients. The next thing, and this is the natural evolution of things. After that, get transactions. So it's like, over here, you're in floor time. Hey, 10 people show up. Okay, maybe 2 do that transaction like in that time frame, but then the other 8, you're like put them on your email list or something like that. So you're just kind of having people that are in your sphere that sometimes it takes years for people to do a transaction, but they will someday. So you move from getting clients to getting transactions, and then after you have clients and you're closing deals, that's when you're comfortable enough to basically pay attention to your money, your bottom line. So I'm going to put it like bottom line. This is when when you're established, you got clients, you got transactions, that's when you can start getting picky about like, oh, well, I'm paying the brokerage this much or paying that. When you're getting started, don't worry about what you're paying the brokerage. Just get clients, just get people on your email list, just get people to know you and interact with you. And you'll be able to build a business if you can start with that step 1. It'll naturally progress to 2. You'll get some deals done. And then naturally you'll be like, okay, after a while, after you're established, wait, am I getting the value for the fees that I'm paying? And then you can reevaluate that as you get older in the business. So that's how real estate brokerages work, man. It's either low cost, low service, or it's high cost, high service. I think it's pretty good to start at the high cost, high service end of things. And then you can make a transition at some point. I'm super happy at Pelago. I love it. All right. Good luck out there.